Give me a minute and let's talk about maybe I'm wrong about the Russian people and the effects that the Navalny death will have on them. Because I didn't think that we would see much action. You know, Putin has been so repressive. He's got such a tight lock on everything that the idea that 3 days after the funeral, you'd see a crowd like this chanting Navalny's name, sometimes even breaking out in chants of anti-war slogans. A crowd like this 3 days after the funeral lined up for a kilometer down the block waiting to get in and pay their respects at the grave. I didn't think it would happen. But it's real, and so far the police are accommodating them. And there have not been mass arrests. There have been some arrests. If people take too long at the grave, they just haul you off, apparently. And so it is brisk. People approach the grave, drop the flowers, and maybe take a quick snapshot, and then they're out of there. You linger too long, and suddenly you're in the back of a paddy wagon. And the police are putting a tight control on things. You can see the way that the line is cordoned. And then there's like a holding area, and you have to pass through metal detectors and get a pat down, right? No weapons in the place, no bombs, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's really just an excuse for the police to put their hands on everybody and let them know who's in charge, right? They're controlling the flow. But the amazing thing is that all these people are bringing flowers. Do you see the flowers there? That's little bundles of half a dozen tulips, a dozen roses, flowers that somebody picked. Just little tiny bouquets, hundreds of them piled up by the end of the day yesterday, which would have been Sunday, March the 3rd. The pile that had to be removed, they said, was over 2 meters tall. That's 6 feet, 6 inches of individual little bundles. And then they have another section on the side where overflow can go. It's an extraordinary sight. And it's an extraordinary happening inside of what is probably now the second most repressive regime on the planet. It is an extraordinary display and outpouring of respect and sympathy for the opposition. It must be scaring the shit out of Vladimir Putin.